more mental for you, 10 times 5.
50.
Or 25 times 2.
100.
50 days to the election. December 7, 2020. Are you ready?
Much ready.
My name is Kafui, and this is the next MP. And my guest today is a marketer, and he wants to be the next member of parliament for the good people of Ododo-Diodio. It's a huge constituency in the Greater Accra region. 105,000 votes are available for the person who wants to be in charge. And if you're wondering, where is Ododo-Diodio? So you're looking at places like Bukom, the home of boxing in Ghana, Bese, Ofadama, parts of Tudu, High Street, yeah, and more. Ebenezer Otu, welcome to the next MP.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
And you represent the Ghana Union Movement, GUM.
Yes.
We'll talk about your party in a short while.
Well,
We'll also talk about why you want to be the MP for Ododo-Diodio, what your message is, and how you intend to unseat the gentleman on the seat right now who is going for what he hopes will be his third term. But we'll start with exactly who you are. Tell us who you are. Introduce yourself to the world.
well, my little regards to the viewers out there. I respond to the name Ebenezer Otu. I was born and bred in Gamashin, inside of the Ododo constituency.
Okay.
I had my primary education in Apidis Academy, and I later moved to GHANAIAN Senior High School, where I pursued general art. From there, I went to Kafui Technical University, where I read marketing. That was 2011 to 2014. From 2014, I did my service as College Teaching Hospital at Ops and Ghana Department. From there, 2017, I went to Command and Staff College in Teshi to pursue a course in Fishery Observer Research Scientist. And from 2017 up to 2018, 2019, I was PA to a candidate by the name of Untitled Chapter. He is in Ododo constituency, but then he was vying for a parliamentary ship race inside the MPP party. So I was his PA by then. That was 2019. And then from 2019 till today, gracefully, I'm able to find myself as a PC for Ghana Union Movement inside Ododo constituency. So this is a little bit about Ebenezer Otu.
Okay, we'll talk about GUM in a while. But tell us, growing up in the constituency, what was it like?
It was a challenge because the mere mention of the name Ododo sent shivers on the spine.
Why?
People have had a little perception about us. That most often those guys over there, they don't go to school, they amount to nothing. And you see, the mention of basically those guys are rowdy, radical, and some sort of characters. But it's like in every constituency or in everyone or in every society, there are some challenges that you find yourself in. But as human, looking at the vision ahead of you, you have to take a step further and overcome those challenges. So it's very difficult to be in Ododo. It's never easy to live there. But we know the task ahead of us, so we have to work harder in order to achieve our ultimate goal.
It's a tough place. I mean, I think you should be proud of coming from Ododo-Diodio. I mean, most of our boxers who have won titles for Ghana come from your constituency, Bukom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough place to grow up.
It's a tough place.
Yes. Were you a boxer when you were
I was.
a child?
I've never even fighted before. No, I'm always the indoor type. My dad wouldn't allow me to get out there and play. I'm always with books and other stuff. Although my dad and my parents are not that much educated, but they saw the need to invest in their child, so that child will also be somebody in the not too distant future. So it's like it wasn't an easy something. But earlier, as I said, you have a vision, you have a plan, so you have to work towards it. Although it doesn't be easy, because we find challenges, it doesn't be easy, but there's a task ahead of us for us to accomplish. So we work zealously and then selflessly to achieve that.
What's the best thing about living in Ododo-Diodio?
Oh, it's something amazing. It's amazing. Living in Ododo is amazing. It's an experience, something welcoming. Because you see, sometimes it's a very noisy area. There's something like peace. As in here, East Legon here, you see, the atmosphere is very serene. But Ododo, whether midday, dawn, it's a very noisy place. That's noise. You have to overcome.
So if I want a quiet place to go and stay in Ododo, where can I go? I won't find any place like that.
Then even it depends. You get some at Palladium, Palladium Kolowoke. That one is around 8 p.m. going. But daytime, the place is like it's a hub for business. It's a hub for trading.
Okay.
So clearly, those things you find those things.
Okay.
Like, then every now and then, people are trooping in and out for the dodo. So it's like it's a problem.
It sounds like an exciting place. I think I should come and you take me on a tour one of these days.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
For somebody who hasn't been to Dodo, what kind of, you said trading, what kind of trading is going on there? What kind of business? What's the main business?
Dodo is a cosmopolitan area. From every tribe, all people from all walks of life trooping to trade. Some are into yam business, some are into any kind of business that you know in mind. It's been traded in Dodo. It's a busy town. And it's a very nice experience to be there. Because when you come, you yourself, you see some strange things you've never seen some in your life before.
Like what? What's the strange thing I've seen?
You ever see someone who has exposed his breast, or some sort of, you see some sort of exposure that you see. It's very amazing. Strange characters. You see some strange characters. Okay. All of a sudden, you see that people are boxing each other. All of a sudden, you see some strange characters.
Okay.
I get it. So it's a very nice place for people with diverse individual traits, differences. Okay. I get it. So it's a very nice place. But on the road to
no, you'll be my tour guide. You take me there. I want to go and see these strange sites.
You're always welcome.
I always drive through.
There's no single day. There's no other person who come to Dodo without and then return without taking a smile or without laughing or without being happy. I get it. You see, that place, God created it specially.
And you want to represent your people.
Yes.
We are getting to why you want to represent them, but give us a sense of when you became politically aware, even before you joined GUM. When did you start thinking about politics and serving your people?
Well, the truth of the matter is that I started following politics at the age of 5 years, but then I was born and bred into the MPP party. My parents and everything that were born and bred in. But then it's like MPP is in our DNA. And then our house MPP. So yeah, when I was in primary school, I was in class 1 there. I was following politics. My dad beat me before. I'm having a mark over here.
Why? You went to follow NDC?
But then that was on Tuesday.
What did you do?
I have to go to school. And then I left to follow politics. But then it was 2001 or so. Nibe Bonte.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. But then he was contesting. No, he's not a chief. He's not a chief. No. He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, lawyer. So, but then he was contesting. Okanyara Mafio, the interior minister by then. So I have to just go and watch their rally. I went there and I don't know who reported to my dad. He came there, cursed me, beat me. I have some marks over here that testify.
Guaboa.
And then, you see, so it's like I started politics at a tender age. I have interest in it. But then I used to argue. I'm the argue type.
Oh, okay.
But as of now, they have changed.
But back then
my younger brother is on jumping into those arguments.
Okay, you taught him.
You see that right there. You see, so I have to argue. You see, I'm the type that most of it I do ask questions a lot. So it's like when the politics then up and down, go up and down. But I was able to shift from MP party to different party, or I just take a step back. That was 2014-15. But then I've completed a tertiary institution. So and then job was an issue. The job was a problem. And the whole family is looking up to me. So I said, no, the way things are going, I cannot keep on following politics. I have to take a step back and see how best I can secure a job and then put food on my family table. So I take a step back. But then we claim, but then Ododo was having 1,000 votes. By then, we MPP party we claim Ododo, but then it was 3 electoral areas. We have the Koliwako, we have the Kinka and the Englishin. So but then Kinka was having 15,000 votes. And then Koliwako was having almost 60,000 plus. And then, how do you call it? Englishin was having 15,000 or so. English is a swing electoral area. It depends on the candidate that they bring on board. Like you can swing the votes. So we were claiming we were claiming Koliwako is our stronghold. And then any time election is being held, we lose.
Meanwhile, it's a stronghold.
Meanwhile, it's a stronghold. How possible it is? If you claim 60,000 votes is a stronghold, why must we lose an election? So I keep on questioning, I keep on asking the others and the executives question. But it's like, anytime I ask questions, they find no answers to me. And then they say, this guy is trying to do something too much, some sort of if in our local balance. So I said, okay, if that was what you wanted, then I have to take a step back. So I took a step back. And then ever since then, as of now, they are still in the pit. They've not realized their senses now. So I have to take a step back and shift to GUM. I moved to that party because I saw some sort of potentials in that party. And then the ideology that you brought on board, I saw it. It was very welcoming. I can use it and then penetrate. And then because I know what my people want, so I have to go in for my people.
Okay. We'll talk about GUM in a short while, but just briefly on MPP. So you were a personal assistant to an MPP politician.
Yeah. But then he was contesting for the primaries internally. It's called Ninante actually.
You, obviously, you're no longer with the MPP.
I was not.
You are now a GUM man.
Yeah.
You said MPP is in your DNA.
Yeah.
What is the reaction of your family?
Initially,
have you not betrayed them by going to GUM?
as of now, my family, they are all in GUM.
Oh, okay.
Their son is in GUM. So definitely they have to be there.
So what happened to the DNA?
As of now, it's gone.
Transferred to GUM.
GUM.
So now DNA is GUM.
DNA is GUM, yeah.
But if you jump to NDC, then would the DNA change?
Oh, no, I don't go to NDC. But then, you see, I decided to opt out from politics because it's like things were going bad. And then I cannot longer keep on following politics whilst there's no food on my family table. So I have to just take a step back.
Are you the first one who went to GUM and then dragged your family along with you?
Yeah, I was the first one. I was the first person.
Okay.
I control most of my family members. Although they're youth, I control most of them.
When you say control...
I said, I have influence over them. I have influence over them. I have influence over them.
Why do you think that is so?
Oh, it's like they saw some... They know their son, gracefully, in the not-too-distant future, will be a great person. So... anything that he tells us or anything that he says, you have to follow him. So it's like they have some sort of respect for me, my family, and outside my family. All those who have come in contact with them, there's a sort of respect for me.
Do you think the current MP respects the challenge you are bringing, Nilante Van der Poel?
Oh, he respects because, you know, he also knows I'm a threat to them. Respect the challenge I'm bringing. But what do they do? You can't call me and tell me resign also. You can't tell me. You can't do that. So he only needs to work harder. Keep on pushing. When he's a race you're going, when he wins, fine. When I win, also fine. So he has nothing doing than to keep on pushing harder.
Your opponents, coincidentally, are both Nilante. So Nilante Bannerman is for the NPP,
yeah.
And then Nilante Van der Poel for the NDC.
Yeah.
Van der Poel is a two-term MP on the NDC ticket, and Bannerman is in the ruling government.
Yeah.
These are tough opponents.
Yeah.
And I read Van der Poel saying after he filed that he's sure of 65% of those 105,000 votes that are sitting there. That's a very bold declaration. What do you make of that?
Yeah, anytime you're going for a race, if you're going for a competition or a race, then you don't respect your opponent. When you don't respect your opponent, you end up losing. Sometimes it happens because you undermine your opponent's capabilities. Anytime Nilante Van der Poel goes to speak or he's being granted an interview, their battle is between MPP and NDC. So he undermines Bannerman. But with me, I'm out. I'm out because he thought I'm not in the race directly. He thought this guy wouldn't fetch any much votes. But I'm going to pull a surprise over there. I guess in it. I'm going to pull a surprise over there. So it's very easy to penetrate. Although there are two tough giants, two political parties. But as a third force, I know how to penetrate. And I have many strategies I can employ.
Who is the greater threat? Nilante Van der Poel or Nilante Bannerman?
Nilante Van der Poel. Because the reason why it's a greater threat is that although the constituency is a constituency for NDC, the mere mention of NDC in the constituency, when even if someone is in the pit, he or she will come out and then have a feel of what is going on. It's like NDC. So for you penetrating, you have to work hard. It takes selfless effort to penetrate. Because then the candidate over there is very tough. So you have to work hard. So it's a matter of sacrificing.
What is his weak point?
We are on air now. So I can't. When I say it, it's open to me. My speak it and they'll work on it.
What is his strong point?
It's strong point. When I say it, they will still build on it. So I have to just take a step back and put it on the back bench.
But can you really beat him?
I'll beat him. I'll beat him. I'm going to.
I mean, these are brave words.
I'm going to set historical mark in the Ododo constituency. Come December 7th. People will say, this guy, what is he saying? What is he saying? But history is going to be set.
Because of your previous association with MPP, do you not think the NDC chaps are rubbing their hands with happiness because they know that if you are in the race, you are going to take away some MPP votes, and so by default, they're going to have a smoother ride.
Absolutely.
And Van der Poel will win.
What they're saying, that's what they are saying. That's perfectly on point. But I have friends too who are from NDC. have people to work for me. Only say just that the people in MPP are more than those in NEC. But I'll pick these votes, I'll pick the other votes, and then I'll penetrate.
Talk to us about Odododio, 7 electoral areas. Where are your strengths?
As of now, the 7 electoral areas, I can't pinpoint that, or I can't say Kinkan or English is my strength. I'm to take votes from every electoral area. Kinkan is 15,000, so it's 16,000 votes now. Kinkan electoral is 16,000 votes now. I can tell you that I'll take like 5,000 votes from there. Because that place is a very strong vote for NDC. So I'll take 5,000 votes from there. And then, like I said earlier, I'll take votes from all angles. Just taking it small. But by the end of the day, I'll fetch more votes. So I shall just be dangling within them, and then I'll see how best to go.
Let's talk about the other contestant, Nilante Banaman. He's riding on the ticket of the MPP. And they will have lots of good stories to tell the people of Odododio. Their flagship policy is free SHS. And I can imagine Mr. Banaman riding on that platform and saying, listen, we've made it possible for lots of young children to go to school. Give us another 4 more. In fact, their slogan is 4 more. How do you counter such a very persuasive argument?
Free SHS is a national, let me say national asset. Let me put it in this angle, national asset. It's not really implemented by Nilante Banaman. It's a policy by his president.
Yes, so that's a good argument. You say my president, vote Nana and vote Banaman for 4 more of free SHS. That's what he will say.
And then he the candidate, the parliamentary candidate, he must ask himself that what has he done to the constituency? The constituency, as the constituency it is now, what measures has he been able to put in place? I guess in it. How has the constituency changed ever since MPP came to power? This is a question he has to answer himself.
Free SHS.
Free SHS.
Yes. Children have gone to school.
How many of the children are going to free SHS?
Even if one child goes to school for free, it's better than no child going to school for free.
And then the other candidate will say that even his flower, his president came to establish a boxing arena. People are boxing in there. People are training in there. They are nurturing talent there. So you can also take credit for that.
Yes, but the impact, there will be a bigger impact on schooling than boxing. How many people go to become boxers?
And then,
you yourself, you are afraid of being a boxer.
No.
But you've got to school.
But it's only my strength is not there. It's only my strength is not there.
Free SHS will make a bigger impact than boxing.
In one way or the other, it can be so, because when we educate the public, at least our country will go a long way of at least being a better place for us to be. But let me tell you something. You see, we have renowned boxers who are also making our name in the Hall of Fame and other stuffs. We have Zuzu, Professor Zuma Nelson, Ike Bazuka Quarter, and all sort of stuffs. See, so it's like boxing too is there, schooling too is there, but we want to see the impact, as you just said. We want to see the impact that it brings to the economy. I guess in our constituency, not everyone likes schooling, you know. In our constituency, not that they are useless or they are good for nothing, but their food, that's not their choice of food. It's about time we respect each and everyone's choice of food. Someone is not willing to go to secondary school, but you push him there. All the name of free SHS. He goes in there and he runs away somewhere. He goes in there and then it doesn't bring any better grades. Do you want that
Are you saying some people resist going to secondary school?
Ow. Kafui. Hey, secondary school. Some number of times that people go to secondary school and they run away from their hostels and go to friend's house or run away and go and lodge at some place.
But that's an indisciplined issue. All children will misbehave if they are not checked.
Schooling is a choice now. It's a preference. If your strength is not there or your goal is not there, it mustn't be on you compulsory that go in school.
But Ebenezer, you know that the countries we admire, the countries that are doing very well around the world, top 10 countries, Singapore, you name them,
and then
Rwanda, they have a basic level of education that the whole population has. You must have some basic level. So I can't buy this argument that, you don't like school, so you go to school. How does the country progress?
Our country is still progressing because our system of education is very poor. Theoretical base, every now and then, ask yourself, how many engineers have even manufactured car tires in this country?
Engineers don't manufacture, engineers design. Technicians manufacture.
So how many of them have you designed?
We have technicians, Apostle Safo, Christopher Safo is doing great work. We have
Christian,
TVET institutions who are doing great
Safo,
stuff. OIC.
Safo contest is not the engineers in the classroom. Safo contest is a different field altogether.
Those are technicians.
Very well, it's a different field altogether. I'm
Those are the ones who build.
I'm talking about the professors who go out there.
The professors teach for you to build.
So why can't they build?
But there are people are building.
So why can't they build?
Are there not people in the Ododo who are building things?
You see, with them, you see those people with them, they are not into school too much. They are creative. You see, God created every human being unique.
But that is also school. You are learning. It's education. Education is not just classroom.
Yes. You see, there's a difference between education and schooling. It's a different ballgame together. Schooling is a room, or let me say, it's a building that you just go in there. We are being taught this. But education, we are quiet each and every day.
I beg to differ. I can be schooled on YouTube. YouTube can school me.
You are educating yourself from YouTube.
I'm being schooled.
But you are educating yourself.
We're just playing with words.
I can't challenge you, but you are a grammarian. So
no, I get your point. So schooling may not be a priority in Ododo.
It's about time you respect. It's about time you apply what you learn. Let's put it in this context. Let's apply what we learn.
Okay.
China was able to convert our sister universities to polytechnics. China, the country that you mentioned, Rwanda and those things, they apply what they learn. If you go to school and you go and learn theory and you come back, let's say you're a civil engineer. Let's use our civil engineers as an example. How many roads do they construct in this country?
We'll keep that question hanging while we go for a commercial break. I'm here with Mr. Ebenezer Otu. He is a member of parliament aspiring for GUM, the Ghana Union Movement. He wants to be the MP for Ododo Dio come December 7, which is in 50 days' time. We shall return after this break. Don't go anywhere.
As the national regulator of the communications industry in Ghana, the National Communications Authority seeks to ensure an environment that is safe and fair for consumers and service providers. NCA grants licenses and authorizations for operation of communication systems and services, develops guidelines to streamline communication activities, establish and monitor quality of service indicators for operators and service providers. NCA is in 8 regions: Accra, Tamale, Takoradi, Kumasi, Ho, Koforidua, Sunyani, and Bolgatanga. Do you have unresolved complaints with your service providers? Contact us on 0800110662, 0307011419 between the hours of 8 o'clock a.m. and 5 o'clock p.m. from Monday to Friday, or visit our website at www.nca.org.gh and follow the procedure for filing a complaint or submitting enquiry. National Communications Authority. Communications for development.
You're watching The Next MP. Quick mental, 101 minus 51. It's 50. It's 50. 50 days. 50 days to the election. All my answers end with 50. My guest is Ebenezer Otu, and he is the parliamentary candidate for the good people of Ododo on the ticket of the GUM, Ghana Union Movement. Ebenezer, talk to us about GUM.
GUM is a short form. The full meaning is Ghana Union Movement. And I mean, the motto that we normally say is "Arise for Development." It's about time this country arise to.
Are we sleeping?
We are sleeping. This country is sleeping. Every now and then debt, every now and then corruption, every now and then retrogressive talks and all sort of stuff. Every now and then political talks. When we wake up in the morning, in our news portal, you wouldn't hear anything very decent news. If not anything, it's MPP. It's a problem. It's about time this nation will rise. And how can you rise? You have to rise because in our rising, we are riding on the backdrop of Kwame Nkrumah. We say we want to revive all the dead factories.
You're going to revive all the dead factories
in Nkrumah Belt.
Is that possible?
It's possible. They are lying in the forest.
Name 2 factories that are lying in the forest.
It's one country.
Was it not divested? It was divested.
To who?
Was it not the former first lady who took over that?
So where is it now?
You want to revive something that has been sold to somebody. How do you revive it?
It's sold to somebody. And who sold it? Who was it sold to?
Tell me more about the factories in the forest.
So that's in South Carolina. We have the Aboso glass factory. We have the Palogu tomato factory. You have many. All these factories are in common legacies. As of now, none is operating. And it's a problem because this nation, about over 30 million population, and then the youth itself, the youth in the country, every now and then is a problem.
How would you respond to the claim that you are just taking advantage of Kwame Nkrumah's name to ride on to get some populist support?
We are just taking advantage. That's what they are saying.
What's your response?
So to that effect, very well. Let us assume to be true. Let us assume to be true. Those legacies I don't know in a positive manner, in a positive context. We reviving them. I don't know in a positive context. We want to make it available for all the youth out there to get something doing. It's about time when it's 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. in the morning, the youth have to go to work and then do something. So we wouldn't see anyone outside. Or let me tell you, mind you, you see, the issue of unemployment sometimes causes problem. The issue of social vices, armed robbery, and this sort of stuff, it all results in unemployment. So when we say we want to revive the dead factories, and then they are saying you are trying to just get populist agenda, what would that benefit us? We are here for the youth. The youth is our major concern. So everything possible, anything positive that the youth must find themselves doing, you have to give it to them.
Have you left the old people out of the picture?
Ghana
is not just youth.
Yeah.
Ghana is not just youth.
Old age, you have old age benefit for the people, for the oldies above 60 years. Because let me say, life is uncertain. In the next 20 years from now, in the next 10 years from now, you and I, we don't know what will happen to ourselves. We have some oldies over there who have been able to work harder during their youthful ages.
What's the age limit for an OD?
60 years.
60 and above.
Yeah. So you see, sometimes when going, you see the oldies, you see someone who is being locked down by life in a very miserable way. To that effect, you have to support that person, because a Milo, a milk, a bread for a monthly given to the oldies wouldn't do anything much to our economy.
How much is it costing? If the GUM government comes into power, how much are you budgeting for sorting out the oldies?
As of now, we've not budgeted financially.
You don't have figures.
We don't have figures as of now.
You're just throwing promises at Ghanaians.
You're not throwing promises.
It's a populist promise.
No, it's not populist. We are going to have a data. Man,
you're going to
have a data for all the oldies in the country, every region. There'll be a data.
Okay, so do you know how many old people there are in Ghana?
As of now, everything is calculated and tabulated. Now,
what does GUM know? Because you don't know how much the thing is going to cost. You don't know how many oldies and the system. Okay, how about the young people? You are for the youth. How many youth are there in Ghana?
Are you talking of unemployed youth or the youth who are working?
Youth.
we have what 4 million youth in this country. There are 4 million youth in this country. And most of them are let me say, less people in the government sectors. Less people. And the rest are get themselves doing one, 2, or 3 other. So these people, we have to put them in the right context. As in the oldies, I'm saying that a month you can take 100 Ghana or 20 cedis, or let's say 50 cities, buy Milo bread and give to oldies, one OD. They don't eat much. They only drink tea in the morning, then sometimes some light in the afternoon. You see, all these things will happen when we cut down our ministerial positions. We are going to shift from that 120 to at least 50.
50 ministers?
Yeah, because we are going to do with productivity.
Which ministries will you cut off?
This kind of ministry of aviation, work out those things, because all this must be under transport. And then you see, because the number of ministers that this current government is having, that has been the problem for our backslide as a country. There's a law in economics. It's a law. It's the law of diminishing marginal returns. It says that as more and more a variable factor is employed on a fixed factor with a given level of technology, marginal product initially increases, attains a maximum and eventually falls.
Translate it into English for me.
Very well, I'm about to translate it. It tells that initially when you buy a plot of land, let's say you buy a plot of land, and then initially you put 10 people on the land. Initially there are 0 increases, they work harder. But as time goes on, when you put in more people, some people working, some will not working. When the number is more than enough, let's say one plot of land, there are 200 people working on it, or 300 people, some will not be working at all.
And that's what you think the ministers are doing?
Yeah, so you attain a negative factor. That's what some of the ministers are doing.
Which of the ministers are not working?
What we see most.
Tell me.
I'll tell you. We have to defeat them. So
which ones are not working?
Sanitation ministry, you are seeing nothing. No shutdown.
Cecilia Dapa.
We are seeing nothing.
She wants to make Accra the cleanest city.
Is Accra the cleanest city?
No, she says she wants to.
She says she wants to. It's Accra Clean City.
You tell me.
Assess it for the past 4 years. They're in power. Assess them.
No, you are the one who is going for votes. What do you tell your people? Is it clean?
Accra is the most dirtiest city in Africa. As it stands now.
Is it the minister's fault?
Attitudinal change. And who will enforce the attitudinal change?
So she's not working.
She's not working.
Who else is not working?
We have the science prof, my only prof, Professor Fufumo.
Did he teach you?
No, I was doing that. I wasn't even callable. Prof, you don't do anything. You don't
really?
respect.
He's fighting Galamsey in his own words. He says they have done over 60% of he graded himself recently.
And is Galamsey the only food to attach the Ministry of Science and Technology?
It's a major issue with environmental. It affects water, it affects agriculture, it affects livelihoods, it affects youth. He says he's working hard.
He says he's
doing well. Yeah,
he says he's doing well.
Yes.
And then if you have to assess, how would you assess him?
Oh, I'm the
for
one.
For me, I'm assessing below. He's down 40% because I wouldn't say he has done nothing. He has taken a bold step because he was able to put in or bring in Operation Vanguard, Operation Stop Galamsey, but we are seeing nothing because it shouldn't only center to that Galamsey. But science and technology, at least you have to see some innovative things being done in this country. It's about time these are rules, the solar, you use the solar more.
Is that what GUM will do?
Yeah, that's what to do.
Okay.
GUM, we want to turn this country to, we want to industrialize the country. Industrialize is the key, that's what we want to do. So everything possible to, we have to export more and import less. Okay. So you get a strong currency.
So sanitation is not working, environment is not working. Who else is not working?
How do you call it? Aviation is not doing well. Was with regards to this $150 test in airport. It's very bad.
The COVID $150.
It's very bad.
How much should they be paying?
At least $50 is okay.
But do you know the cost of the equipment and
they've outsourced the contract. You see, this is the problem. The problem with this current government is the capitalist system. So it's like everything they want to put in the hands of individual. But with GUM, socialists, we want to establish more factories and then let the youth out there work.
Which socialist government is working right now in the world?
In the world.
Name one or two that are doing well that we can be proud of.
You talk of Saudi Arabia is there.
Saudi Arabia is a socialist.
Yeah, it's a socialist. I
think they are very capitalist. With
all
their the oil that they are selling left, right, center.
The government.
Maybe they have government. They have government control.
The government controls everything.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it socialist.
It makes it so. If the government controls more than half, it's okay. You have Putin. Russia is there.
He's socialist.
Socialist.
Really?
Why is socialist? Let me tell you something. This country is a developing country. It's not a developed country.
So what is Ghana? Are we socialist?
Yeah, current government is capitalist.
We are capitalist.
That's MPP government. That's the ideology. Capitalist. You see, this country is a developing country. It's not a developed country. It's a developing. So to put or to factor in or to bring in this kind of system into weak us. I guess it was for now. Ask yourself. Take 10 youths. Assess them. How many of these youths have been able to establish in a single barbering shop? Or you wouldn't get anybody.
Oh, but there are people with barbering shops around.
We are using percentage wise. Go to the universities, even go to the university or go to the tertiary institutions. Take 10 people.
Let's talk about your constituency.
Very well.
So what kind of businesses are going on there? You people have established businesses in Ododio. It's a huge place.
As business, is it individual business or
what? Business is a business, something that will bring money.
And then the youth out there, they are not getting even the money to get the capital to establish a business. Is a problem.
Are they qualified? You said
they are qualified.
They're not qualified.
With issues to establish a business, that's the matter of the qualification. Does it come with qualification?
But you must have an idea. If you want funding for a business, you must have a plan. That's why the schooling. But that's why the schooling also comes in, because you must be able to have a plan that you can show that somebody who is going to give you money. That look, in 2 years' time, based on this, we are expecting this amount of money. Then they'll give you the money.
It takes zeal. It takes zeal.
It takes knowledge too.
Yes, there's a different knowledge and then wisdom is a different ball game together. And then we have notably individuals in this country with all respect. The schooling, they didn't take it away, but they've been able to make it. We have our own prime minister, right? I guess it's.
But he educated himself.
Mr. His education is not a classroom one. Mr. Kafui,
are you anti-classroom? Or your people are anti-classroom?
No. With me, I don't like the idea of the classroom type too much. No. I want a person to sit down, creative, let him think for himself and explore. That's all.
But which society has developed like that? Germany and all the other countries that you have to go to an institution to learn stuff and then go and apply it. Even if it's technical knowledge, it's developed, it's delivered in an institution.
The environment, you see,
we can't just leave people to
the
grow like weeds and say, do what you want to do.
With the Western world. You see, this is a problem. You see, sometimes, for the past days, we've been brainwashed. In Africa, we've been brainwashed to believe something's bad.
Who's washing our brains?
But the wise, we've been brainwashed, the wise. And then they are using what we are saying are bad, and they are using it to the advantage.
So what is the GUM anti-brainwashing antidote?
We are saying that the Galamsey issue, that these people are saying they've stopped, and then the Chinese are working. You want to give to our populace, we want to give to our indigenes to do that.
You want our indigenes to destroy the environment?
In a very regulated manner.
You want to regulate Galamsey?
You want to regulate it.
Like the way Mr. Mahama wants to regulate Okada?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, we want to regulate it. It will be done. It will be done in a very friendly environment. We check the license will come. We wouldn't do it in a very just. Ours is we want indigenous to get themselves do something.
So you're going to sack the Chinese?
We sack them.
You sack the Chinese?
We sack them. Well, you know when Kagame or Zimbabwe sacked Chinese people to go to their country.
Is the GUM government prepared to do away with Chinese aid? Because the Chinese gives a lot of money. Are you prepared to forgo that money?
Forgo them. We just throw them away. There's money here.
If the Chinese come and say they want to build another boxing arena in Bukom for your people, you snub that money?
As of now, or what?
Well, I'm just giving you a scenario because they do these things for free for government.
So are you saying when we assume power?
Yes.
We'll just walk them away. We'll just stand away it.
So
we are here to just build on what we have.
So a GUM government will be anti-Chinese?
We're anti-Chinese. And it's possible.
China is virtually, up there with America as the two superpowers of the world. You're going to ignore one of the superpowers of the world.
You're going to ignore them. As of now, it's like what we are saying is that it's about time we have to we as individuals have to be self-disciplined. You're not disciplined, so it's like many things just come to our way. It's about time we have to be self-disciplined and then build on our own efforts. What we have got to build on it, and it's possible. Over reliance on foreign aid brings problems to your country. EU fees you controls you. And I know.
So it's going to be a drastic cut. Boom! All of a sudden.
Drastic cut. When it come drastic cut. When it come first 6 months, we are just reviving.
A GUM government will cause riots. If you cut off support instantly like that, you're going to cause problems.
Sometimes there could be an agreement, or there could be a bond that they signed between the previous government and the Chinese government. That is here. Maybe it's there. I guess when you can just see it and review it and then see the possible best. You have to be recommended. So someone will recommend us this. See your best. We'll take advice based on those things. Sorry, we'll take advice based on those things. In the first 6 months, 1 year in the office. But so as to we bringing in investors, Chinese investors, no. We only encourage our indigenes to put up more what they want, and then we'll support them.
Let me just get this right. Is a GUM government going to be anti-Chinese or anti-foreigners?
You see, not necessarily anti-foreigners. The Chinese per se, the Chinese people, because they have trooped into our country with some sort of disturbing attitudes.
How about Japanese? If Japanese come around?
Mind you, Japanese are good with when it comes to technology and stuff. They are good in it.
Chinese.
They are good in it. But the Chinese people, they've taken it for granted for quite too long.
Is it not because probably the Africans and Ghanaians have allowed them to control
that's the reason why I told you we are not disciplined. We are not self-disciplined, and then we don't want to think for ourselves. That's the problem. When you get a government or you get a system that is creative, they think for themselves. They want to do everything on their own. These things they wouldn't come in that. Even come $1 billion. See when COVID-19 pop up, $1 billion money went for. They gave it from IMF. As of now, where is it? It's like our government have always wanted to run to the foreign people for aid, for support. And that's a problem. That's the more reason why they stood on that and they eliminated Gaddafi.
MPP's flagship program is no doubt free SHS.
Yeah.
They are still riding with free SHS for the election 2020. Mr. Mahama and the NDC are talking about the big push and regulating Okada and free care, healthcare. What is GUM's big message?
Our big message is Freeport.
Freeport? Explain further, sir.
Well, Freeport will just the issue of even tax or the issue of gold, and you're going for your goods and you tax, you charge some money, or you just cancel all those things.
What does that mean? I mean, if I bring in a container from China,
That doesn't.
what will happen to my container?
That doesn't mean you can bring in every good in here. That doesn't mean that you assess.
Okay. So if I bring in a container from a GUM approved country, what will happen?
A GUM approved country.
Yeah, because I say China, I say I should pay everything. What will happen at the port? I won't pay anything.
You don't pay anything.
So how does the port make money?
The port will make money. You see, we have many sectors in this economy.
How will the port make money?
The port will make money. In the sense that let's say, let's put it in this context. We have standardized products.
Like
let's say you want to assess V8 Square. Let's say bringing in V8 Square, you pay.
V8.
We are assuming that bringing in V8 Square.
GUM will bring in V8.
No. Don't get what I'm trying to mean. I said bringing in V8 Square.
Okay.
Bringing in V8 Square cars. Let us assume you pay for that when you bring in that. But bringing cars below that, you don't pay.
Okay.
I get it. So you're going to see and then regulate all those kind of distance. But the initial charging enough money outrageously, with all respect, excuse my language, unreasonably, we cut off.
So Freeport is your big message.
It's a big message.
Why did GUM come up with this as their flagship policy?
We realize that this country is an import-based economy. Our people mostly like the import ones. Even PK chewing gum is being imported from Kenya. So it's like the people in the country, they are not ready to do away with importation now.
You are going to make it worse with this Freeport, Mr. Otu.
No,
because they're not paying anything. You're going to make it worse. You're going to sink us deeper into the import pit.
You're not going to sink. That doesn't necessarily mean that you bring in every product. Mr. Kafui. That doesn't necessarily mean to standardize. Regulate the product and then see how best you can. That doesn't mean you bring in every product. The problem, because when we allow that, this country will turn to a dumping site.
You are just saying this because you want to say something sweet to the importing community, the people who bring in all the stuff. You want their votes. That's why you're saying.
It's Togo not having Freeport. Togo is having Freeport. So did they just say it in order to get votes, or that flag bearer by them? Did they just say it in order to get votes? Togo is having Freeport. The economy is better off.
The Togolese economy is better off.
It's better off. It's better off.
On what indicators?
Oh, you see, with Togo, you told me for now that, like I said, IMF will assess West African countries, or assess Africa, or that this country is the current, is at least is performing very well when it comes to economic issues and stuff. We'll assess that. But looking at Togo, goods from Togo are very cheap as compared to here. Living in Togo, at least, it's quite okay. Goods are very cheaper. People move from here to Togo.
Have you done business from Togo before?
I have friends who are into those businesses.
What are they bringing from Togo?
They are bringing Hennessy, VSOP. They are bringing...
Drink. Alcohol.
It will interest you to know that Hennessy, VSOP in Togo, you know how they sell it.
Oh, I don't drink that stuff.
Oh, no, you big man, you drink those stuffs. You're the big man.
How much is the VSOP? Tell me.
VSOP is 30 cities over there in Togo, VSOP.
And in Ghana?
200 Ghana. 200 Ghana, 150 Ghana.
So you want the 30 cities want to come here for young people who don't have jobs to be drinking VSOP and misbehaving?
VSOP is not meant for everyone.
But when it's 30
cities... It's like Islegon. Islegon is not meant for everyone.
Yeah, but if it's 30 cities, to be for everybody. If VSOP enters Ghana at 30 cities, everybody will drink that.
And then when it enters, the education will be on the rise. Constant education.
That they shouldn't drink VSOP.
It's not below 18 years, above.
Ebenezer Otu is the GUM's parliamentary candidate for the good people of Odododio. In case you don't know which neighborhoods are covered by Odododio, they'll tell us what the neighborhoods are.
They have the Koliwoko, they have the Amamumu, they have the Mlichagono, they have the Ngleshi, they have the Mudo, they have the Kinkan, and they have the Koledido. They have Jamestown, we have Bukom, Wato, Sempe, Machagbona, Lighthouse, we have Amamu, Agbado,
Central Post Office, Mokola.
UTC, CP, Central Post Office, Mokola, UTC, and then railways. No, that's is collected. Okay. I get it. And then some part of how do you call it? Bank of Ghana, some part of Tudu, Mokola,
railways. He's going to be taking me on a tour of Odododio. if he wins. If he wins in December. My name is Kafui. We're back after this to find out the message that Mr. Ebenezer Otu has for the people of the Dudu. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, my name is GHANAIAN. For decades, leaders in Ghana have been complaining about brain drain, referring to the mass exodus of Ghanaians into foreign lands. The good news is lately, that brain drain has actually evolved into what many refer to as brain gain. In other words, Ghanaians left and have acquired new skills, and they are now available to come home to help with national development. In fact, here at DNT, we insist that there is nothing that Ghana needs done towards her development that she cannot find a Ghanaian to do, be they at home or from somewhere in the world. The question is there a role for Ghanaians abroad to play in Ghana's development? If the answer is yes, then we have to ask ourselves, what are the measures that have been put in place to facilitate their return home to help with nation building? Join me on Diaspora Weekly every Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning as I engage Ghanaians, be they at home or abroad, as we analyze the topical issues and relevant issues pertaining to how diasporans abroad can come home and help with nation building. My name is GHANAIAN, and this is Diaspora Weekly.
Two times 25 times
50,
2
50.
divided by 2 is 50. 50 days to the election. December 7th, my man is on point with your mentor. You did mentor when you were in school, right?
Yeah, I did.
And you were getting 10 over 10. Because if you get 9 over 10, they'll knock you for the one that you got wrong. Strange educational system, but that's the way we do it in Ghana. So Ebenezer Otu is parliamentary candidate for the Ghana Union Movement, GUM, and he wants to unseat Neil Ante van der Poy of the NDC come 2020's election, December 7th. What is your message to the people that you would love to represent? What are your policies?
Well, I have 4 strong policies that I want to put on board. Firstly, I want to establish Fishermen's Clinic.
Fishermen's Clinic?
Yeah.
Only fishermen will come there?
No, not necessarily that. We have Cocoa Clinic.
Mm-hmm.
It's not only farmers who go there. People from all walks of life go there. But I want to establish a fishermen's clinic because it's about time we give credence to those fishermen.
What would be the benefit to the fishermen? Would they get a special package just because it's called a fishermen's clinic? I mean, what's the idea?
They'll get a special package. We'll shift focus or we'll shift attention. We'll just because listen, without fishermen, we wouldn't get fish to eat.
Is that the main occupation in your constituency?
That's fishing. That's the main occupation. Yeah, Costa Rica. That's the main. I get it. Without them, we wouldn't get fish to eat. I get it. So it's about time we respect their choice of food. And how are we going to do that? When fisherman goes to fishing and then he gets injured, he's been left to his fate. He always been left to his fate.
You go to Kolebu.
Even go to fishing, they'll come and get only 5 cedis, 10 cedis. How much is food in Kolebu? They don't get anything from the fish now. They don't get anything. It's only the people, the owners of the fishing boats and all sort of stuff. They get the money, but the workers in it, they don't get anything.
So would the fodder be free at Fishermen's Clinic?
Yeah, it will be free. It must be easy access. It must be free. It's free.
Who is going to pay for this clinic?
We'll liaise with international agencies, and then we'll use the CSR, that's the corporate social responsibility. To all what we said we are going to do is not going to be from any individual's pocket, but those companies that are in the constituency. And then secondly, we want to, you see, there are some factories in Odudu, factories over there, that's in Kuman boat, that as of now is dead and gone. Like you have the offs, you have the crystal oil, I get another UTC motors and all sort of stars. All those things are dead. We have to revive them.
Maybe they're not viable again.
But they are dead.
When something is dead, you bury it.
It is dead, but sometimes we can revive it. Christ died.
That was Christ. Son of God. The factory is not a son of God.
But you see, the factories they have collapsed. The factories have collapsed. And
maybe their time is gone. It's a new era.
But
in that era, there was no internet.
But that land, if
it's a new era now.
If the era is even gone, and then those factories are dead, that land is not dead. The land is not dead.
Is it still available? Who owns that?
Oh, it's still available. It's still available. Then when you get in there, it's like you see bushy. That place is bushy. You have to do something about it. It's a problem because when we put factories on that land, the youth out there will get some work to do.
So factories.
Factories.
Second policy.
So, and then thirdly, we want to establish labor office in all the 7 electoral areas.
Don't we have a labor office?
We, as a constituency, you have to get a labor because our constituency, and then every now and then you see the populace or the voters, they go to the aspirant's house. So they can come to my house, they go to my Vanama house or Vanama house.
You are afraid of pressure?
No, not necessarily pressure. No, we have to respect the voters. Because the voter must be in your house around 4 a.m. No, it's very bad.
It's the promises that you make.
Very well. So maybe he or she has something better to do. Due to that, he or she has leave the house, come to your house, and around 4 a.m. you are still in your bed. And then you wake up, take your tea around 7 a.m. and then you say, oh, who's there? You just slide it on. No.
So you want a labor
office? 7 electoral areas. So when you have a problem with regards to schooling, with regards to job issue, with regards to scholarship, you go to the labor office. There are people who are working in there who are to key in the system.
Are they people from your team?
No, people
because you are setting this up. So
not my team.
People
from the constituency.
GUM members?
No, not GUM members. Constituency indigenous. Every other person who work. I get it. I don't go to based on GUM members. No, the GUM members they are not the only people who voted for you to come to power. I get it. Okay. So people in the constituency, we just bring them on board and then we just employ them in there. We pay them through the common fund, and it's possible. Do
you know how much Mr. Vanapor is getting every year from the common fund?
Mr. Vanapor every 4 years, every year he gets every 4 months, it's 50,000 cedis. Every 4 months.
Would that money be enough? So it's every 4 months.
Every 4 months.
So 250,000 a year.
A year.
And you use some of it to go and do the labor office.
It's enough, yes. Because we'll get closer to the chiefs and the priests over there. We'll just speak to them and then we'll give us some small portion of land and we'll build something small in there.
Okay, so fisherman's clinic, reviving dead factories.
Dead factories.
Labor office.
What's
the fourth one?
And the fourth one is the aged, those above 60 years.
The oldies.
The oldies, being male or female. We'll just have some quarterly check on them, being it medical.
Direct transfer. Like Momo or...
No.
They don't use check.
No, I'm not saying check. I'm not saying check as in bank check. No. I'm saying medical checkup.
Okay.
Quarterly. Be it medical or be it some sort of diet, food or some sort of grocery, just go to them and then for them to be okay at least. Because it's like you have to just see that the well-being of our aged is the most important.
Will your picture be on it? I saw a picture of one MP who was standing by a public toilet and his name was on it. Provided by this. So on these hampers, is your face going to be on it?
I'm not ready to put my pic there. No, it's a matter of constancy. You have to work up each other. So I don't see that need for me to assist my neighbor or assist my agent to put my picture there. No, it doesn't sound well.
If in 51 days' time the results come and you do not win, what will you do?
If I do not win, I still have some policies I want to implement on board. Liaising with the international friends to come and assist me put on board. I'll do my part. But mind you, I don't have the final say much because there's an MP over there. If anything, I have to liaise with the MP or liaise the people over there. And then so I'll do my part and then I'll just call the MP on board and tell her this is what I have. And then they are willing to come on board to assist the people. So that's it. Put it on the board.
What's your relationship with him?
Oh, but then we are only candidates who are going to contest.
Are you on good terms?
Oh,
or you've blasted him somewhere before and he's responding to you.
No. With Van, we are not okay. But with Banama, it's a bit long distance relationship.
Yeah, and the former DNA too helps.
Oh no, but as of now, it doesn't help anymore. It does cut.
You've cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah, I've cut it.
We are going to cut this show in a short while, but before that, I'd like you to deliver a message to the good people of Odododio.
In this contest, I'll let see my local balance.
Nakai.
Coach Onikwe, Nabi, La TV Yassar, Nabi, La Teotune. Lele, Bisane, what fee any same picture? And at the two, what fee, or now is it? Pebako, Kacha or Bepe, I came in for Clanty, Menameke, Keshe o vote o manye lo na she election time kan member ka 20 cities ka t-shirt kan bi ka me bass wa ke wa wa no be she nche me nyeme nni me na me pa nya fe fai na o fi won fe ko me wo check e ojomo no ba gum di party ko ne yin to popa enye ni popa kan hanye wo fe onye won ye ko me no me na NDC me na MPP me na egum no chaka wo wa bi o fe gbe me ko me to oji wo na wo suma wo yi wo mo me ojobo a ne kan mo fi wo drum money on the 7th December can you find a shiki on bi no e bi la to e ne kan no ya ka shele mo baba ku constituency ne twa no manyaba.
Yow. Thank you very much, Ebenezer Otu.
It's a pleasure.
My name is Kafui Day. Before I go, last one for you. 100 minus 51 into brackets times 2 50. Minus 48 equals 50. That's all. Next MP mental. 50 days to the elections. Make sure that by the grace of God, you go and do what you have to do. Vote for the party who you think can do the best for you. That's all it's all about. No violence. It's all about peace. We meet again some other time. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao.
No manyaba. Yeah.